Hey everyone, Neil here. So, we just finished up with recipes, smelting, tools, armor. This is going to be a big episode because I want to do something a little bit new. I want to get into event handlers. So, the official name of this video is going to be custom drops. Alright, let's get started. So, I'm going to open up my workspace, and to be honest with you, there's a lot going on with this. We want production. There we go. So, I'm going to be creating some new items, right? New items. That's really going to be the biggest thing. And I'm going to kind of zoom on this episode, mainly because a lot of the stuff that I'm covering we've already covered before. So, that being said, I'm going to be doing quite a bit of copying and pasting. And really the reason that I'm doing this is when I started this latest modding tutorial series, I said that I wanted to create a mod, and that's ultimately where my goals are. Because of that, a lot of the stuff that I'm going to be doing now is going to apply to future episodes. So, I'm going to copy and paste in a couple of different things that I have already covered. Specifically, I'm copying in two new tool materials. I have my gel tools and I have my pitch tools. What you're going to notice with these is they have a harvest level of wood. They have a pretty decent durability. I mean, when you come in and you actually look at wood, their durability is 59. Mine are 300, and you'll see this 8.0 float. That means efficiency on proper material, that's pretty high. That's up there with diamond, right? Diamond. We're going to have, actually I don't want to be able to enchant these at all, so we're going to make those 0. And also the damage versus entity is 0, which means you're not going to do any damage whatsoever to things that you're trying to kill with these tools. The reason why is these are special tools. So, let's make those now. We're going to do public static item. We're going to do a shale matic. Right, so if you don't know what a matic is, you haven't grown up on a farm or ever had to turn earth. So I'm going to let you Google that on your own. The next thing that we're going to have is a pitch harvester. Cool. We need some items. And I'm missing a couple of these. So, let's go ahead and make those now. Shit, I didn't realize I did that. So, we'll come down below alloys, and we're going to do fuels. And we're going to have a public static item. We're going to have tree pitch. We are also going to have, and you can name this whatever you want to name it. That's totally up to you. I am calling mine Vicinous Gel, like so. And let's get these bad boys set up. So, we're creating two new tools specifically, right? So under our tools section here, we are going to do this. This matic is, what is this going to be? This is going to be a kind of spade, is the easiest way that I can describe it. So a matic is something that you use to turn earth. It's like a pickaxe, right? Whereas the pickaxe is, you know what? Let me do this. This is a matic, right? So you see it's like an axe on one end, and it's like a pickaxe on the other. So, really the property that we're going to give this is going to be like a spade, really. And this is going to be like an axe. So, let's get these created. What we're going to do here is going to be a game registry dot register item. Make sure that's correct. And this is going to be a shale matic, which is going to equal a new ng shale matic. We're going to use our typical conventions here. We're going to call this shale matic. This is actually going to reference our gel tools, right? Yes. So this is going to be gel tools. And of course, again, shale matic, like so. We're going to copy and paste this, and we're actually going to put in our pitch harvester in its place. However, we're going to change this class to pitch harvester, like so. And we actually want this to be pitch tools, right like that. So these are tools. So what we're going to do is we are going to create this class, but it's going to be under mod items dot tools shale matic. We will come back here. We're going to do our pitch harvester. We're going to create that. That is going to be under tools, like so. All right, so again, what I said was we were going to do, the matic is going to be like a spade, so we will just extend item spade. We're going to import that. We're going to add our constructor. We want to pass along, we have our tool material. What are we passing along for the shale matic? In the shale matic, we're passing along the unlocalized name and the material. Okay, so we're going to do a string unlocalized name, like so, and we're going to say this dot set unlocalized name is going to be that. And we're going to say this dot set creative tab is going to be ng global dot ng creative tab, just like that. We're going to save that. We should clear up our errors over here. Sweet. And with our pitch harvester, what was that going to be like? That was going to be like an axe. So we will extend item axe. Import constructor protected. I don't think we want protected. Do we? We do not. Let's make this public just to be safe. And we're going to pass along a string unlocalized name, like so. We're pretty much going to do the same thing that we did, so I'm just going to do a little copy pasta right here, right here. We're going to get rid of our twos. Like so. Oh, shit. There we go. Okay, so no errors. We have our two new tools that we're going to be using. One is like a spade, one is like an axe, which kind of gives you an idea, right? So I set this as, I set the harvest level as wood because I really don't want you to be able to do anything with either of these tools except exactly what they are intended for, right? We'll come back to that in a second. Uno momento. Uno momenta. Mixing. Yeah, whatever. So I came down here. I created these two bad boys. These are our two new fuels. So let's get these added in here. There's going to be another tutorial where I cover fuel handlers. I'm not there yet. We'll come back to that. So after alloys, I never did anything with these. I named those ingots. Those are not ingots. Those are alloys. Fuels. Game. Registry. Shit. Register. I cannot type tonight. What are we going to do? What are we going to do? These are really just simple items. As such, we're just going to put those under our existing ng item class. And we're going to pass along our unlocalized name, which is going to be, obviously, tree pitch. And then once again, just like so. Cool. Copy and paste this in. We're going to do our vicinous gel here as well. Just like that. So what do we want to do? We're going to close these two classes. We need to render them. Oh, I did it up here too. Oh, shit. Okay, there we go. Alloys. Fuels. We're going to do reg item ng items. I'm just going to copy that because we're going to come back to it. Dot tree pitch. Paste that. We're going to do vicinous gel, like so. Close that up. There we go. We, of course, need our textures. I've already gone through and made textures for everything that we're going to be doing. So here is my shale-matic, right? What this is this is a bastardized version of a hoe on one side and a pickaxe on the other. And because, like, when you compare these two, it's a little bit hard to distinguish them, I put a little color into it. So this is my shale-matic. This is my pitch harvester right here. And actually, there's another item that we need to create. I'm glad you reminded me. Fuels. Fuels. Fertilizer. Yeah. Public static item chicken shit. Just like that. We're going to come down here. This is going to be fertilizer. And because this is going to be a simple item, we'll just copy and paste our vicinous gel, and we're going to take chicken shit. We're going to put it there, there, and there. And my texture for chicken shit is right here. Super cool. I made that. I did. Seriously. Let's save that and let's make sure that our new fertilizer renders. This is going to be chicken shit. Just like that. Sweet. Now, I've already covered how to do block models, item models, textures. I'm going to zoom at this point because we have a lot of stuff to cover. So I am going to bring in my chicken shit, my tree pitch, there it is, my vicinous gel. We're just going to go ahead and bring those textures in right now. I'm going to paste those in. I'm going to do the same thing with the models. So we have chicken shit, we have tree pitch, we have vicinous gel. We're going to copy those in. We're going to paste those in like so. And let's check our lang file. We do need to put these in our lang file. So let's do this. Item dot tree pitch dot name. It's going to be tree pitch. Vicinous gel and chicken shit. Now, I don't know how many of you are, but I actually have chickens in my backyard. We have a coop. And we use a lot of chicken shit. Vicinous gel. It's great for fertilizer, which obviously I named it fertilizer. So let's do this. Let's make sure that all 5 of these things that we just created, so we have our shale-matic, we have our pitch harvester, we have our chicken shit, we have our tree pitch, we have our vicinous gel. Let's make sure that all of those are in there. Actually, you know what? I just realized that I did not copy over my models and my states for my pitch harvester and shale-matic. Let's do that. Our item models. Our textures. Like so. I'm going to fire this up. We're going to wait for this to come up. I will be right back. And I'm back. It was only 2 minutes, but I had enough time to go outside, try to pee on my chickens, realize that they were in the chicken coop, beat in the corner, outside, of course. Let's make sure that these items... That's terribly inappropriate. Oh, I'm still wearing super gear. Sweet. Let's change your game mode. Don't pee on your chickens. If you have chickens, don't pee on them. I did that wrong. There we go. Alright, let's check our creative tab. We have... bollocks. Shit. We're going to take this shit off. Actually, we need to empty our inventory, now that I think about it. So let's do that real fast. Go away. Thank you. Okay. I know what I didn't do. We're going to keep our sword because we're going to need that. We're also going to grab a pickaxe because we're going to need that. There we go. Okay, so effects are gone. Okay. We have our tree pitch, we have our viscinous gel, we have our chicken shit. We need these two bad boys. Okay. So let's hop in here. These are tools. So we're going to have reg item ng items dot shale-matic. It sounds like a portmanteau of shale and automatic when I say it. Sounds like it, not looks like it. Sounds like it. Shale-matic. It's not a portmanteau. Look that up. Google's. What's our other one? I remember this. Our pitch harvester. Cool. One more time. Let's make sure that those are in there. This is going to be a long episode. I apologize. But we want to make sure everything's working right. Right? Right. Obviously. That's the whole show, folks. Okay. So, they're in here. So, my vision for this is the shale-matic, which I need to update the link file. I'll do that later. My vision for the shale-matic is to mine gravel, right? So normally when you mine gravel with a regular spade, you're going to get either gravel or flint, right? With the shale-matic, what I want to do is when we mine gravel, we have a possibility to get viscinous gel. When we use our pitch harvester, we have the opportunity to get tree pitch. So, we're actually going to do this. We're going to grab an axe too. And we're going to I know that we extended those particular item classes for each of these, right? So with the spade, we extended that to our shale-matic class, and with our axe, we extended that to our pitch harvester. So, let's talk about custom drops, because that's really the whole reason why we're here. I'm going to minimize everything, so that way I have a nice, clean working space. We're going to open this up, and the first thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a new package, and that package is going to be not that, sweet Jesus, package, and we're going to bring up a handler class. So in here, what we're actually going to do is we're going to create a new class, and we're going to name this ng drop handler, like so. Alright, so we have a few different things that we're going to do in here. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to do entity drops. So we are going to do an @subscribe event. I can spell. I promise I can spell. Subscribe event. Let's import that. Or not. We won't. Public void drop add entity drop. That's what we're going to name that. we're going to use the living drop event class. We're going to name this event. We're going to open that up like so. Let's do our imports. It doesn't want to import living drop event because it's spelled living drops event. There we go. All right. What we're going to do is we're going to say that when we kill a chicken, it's going to drop chicken shit. Pretty straightforward. So we're going to say if, we're going to call our event dot entity is an instance of entity chicken. We are going to say item stack. We'll just name this item stack is going to be equal to a new item stack, and we are going to call our chicken shit. And we're going to say that every time we kill a chicken shit, or every time we kill a chicken, we're going to get 1. Pretty straightforward. Let's import, get that out of the way. We're going to call our event again, and we're going to go to drops dot add, and this is going to be a new entity item event dot entity dot world object comma space event entity dot I'm doing commas again, position X. We're actually just going to copy and paste this because we need to do Y and Z as well, so we might as well just drop those in there. And the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to call our item stack, which is going to be our chicken shit. Pretty straightforward. But let's change this pos X to a pos Y, so we have our up-down position. Or no, yes, maybe. There we go. Let's import our entity item. So there we go. So here's what we're doing. We're essentially saying that living drops event, right, is fired when an entity's death causes dropped items to appear. So what we're essentially saying is that every time a chicken dies, it's going to drop chicken shit. Pretty straightforward. Now, there are other things that a chicken drops as well, right? Let's do this. I know that we heard chickens the last time that we were in there, and I want to kind of explain how this works. But I need to do something else first. I got ahead of myself. So, forgive me. Let's quit this. Let's pull up our proxy class. We're going to go to common proxy, and under our init class, we are going to say Minecraft forge dot event bus dot register, and we are going to register a new ng drop handler, like so. Let's import that. Let's save it. Now let's run it. So going back to what I was saying, right? What we're going to do is essentially every time with that living drops event, every time we kill a chicken, it's going to drop 1, specifically 1, right? It's going to drop 1 chicken shit. So, I hear chickens. Do we have chickens? Here's a chicken. We're going to kill this chicken. We're going to grab that egg first. We killed the chicken. chicken shit. And raw chicken. An important thing to remember is that if you kill a chicken that has, like for me right now, right? There may have been a possibility that my chicken spawned. Come back here, fucker. There may be a possibility that my chicken spawned before I created this drop handler. If that's the case, it's not going to drop chicken shit. So what you're going to have to do is come in under miscellaneous and grab a spawn chicken and spawn that chicken like so, and then kill it to get your chicken shit. So now we have entities, right? Specifically, we have mobs that are dropping specific items. Now, when we get into creating our own mobs later, we'll obviously pull in an instance of that particular entity of the mob that we create. If you want to have cows drop something specific, right, you can do that with this. Just entity cow, entity sheep, right? If you want sheepies to drop something special, right? So there's that. Next, we created that shale-matic. So let's work on our next thing, and that is to get blocks to drop specific things. We're going to do a subscribe event. We are going to do a public void add block drop. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be calling the forge event for harvest drops event, and we're just going to call that event, of course, like so. So this is going to be a little bit different. What I want to do, let's import that. What I want to do is I want to use my shale-matic to harvest gravel, and what I want to get out of that gravel is my vicinous gel. So here's what I'm going to do. I am going to say that if event, oh fuckaroo, sorry, calm your tits, Neil. If event.state dot get block is equal to blocks dot gravel. Let's put a space in there. If it's equal to gravel, I specifically want it to drop a certain item when I am using this tool. Interesting. What we're going to do is I want random drops, right? If you don't want random drops, I'll show you how to do this. I want random drops when I'm mining gravel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say random rand is going to be equal to a new random. We're going to import that. Java. There we go. I'm going to say item stack holding. This is something that I am defining myself, is going to be equal to event dot harvester dot inventory dot get stack in slot, and this is going to be event dot harvester dot inventory dot get current item. with me there so far? Right? We don't need that. We just need this. Or do we? Or do we? Do we? Do we? Let's not get current item. No, that's not right. Dot current item. There we go. That's better. So what we're going to say is if holding, essentially what we did here, right? So we went ahead and we said, hey, we're going to look for an item stack, whatever we're holding, and it is going to be what's in our inventory. I'm the harvester. I am the one that's doing the harvesting, right? Whatever's in my inventory, and the stack and slot, which is the current item. So if holding, right, is not equal to null, which means if I am actually holding something, and holding dot get item is an instance of ng shell matic. I'm actually calling the class here. I'm not calling ng item shell matic. I'm calling the actual class here, right? So if I'm actually holding something and that item is the shell matic, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say event.drops.clear and event.drops.add, and this is going to be a new item stack, and we're going to pull in our ng items, our vicinous gel, like so. But I want a random drop, right? So what I'm going to say is that I'm going to do a rand.nextInt 4, which means that I'm going to drop anywhere between nothing and 3 to 4 per each item. We're going to import that shellmatic like so. Now, here's what's happening, right? When I do this, I'm saying that I'm overriding, essentially, anything that would normally drop out of a block of gravel, which means that when I am using my shellmatic, it's not going to drop anything but vicinous gel, right? If I were to get rid of this line, it's not only going to drop flint because when you mine gravel, it's either flint or gravel. If I were to get rid of this, I would have the chance to get gravel and vicinous gel, or flint and vicinous gel. So what I'm saying is, because I'm using this matic, the only thing that I will ever get when using that to mine gravel is vicinous gel. Straightforward. If I wanted to do this, I could do this. Item spade and import that, right? You could take away everything that a shovel would normally do, right? You could take away everything that a shovel would normally do on a stack of gravel and replace it with this event.drops.add, whatever you want, right? So if you're looking for like a major overhaul, right, this is the ability to replace a vanilla drop. You can do that right here, right? We're not going to do that. We're going to keep it light, right? That's actually everything for that. So let's jump in and check this out, right? So if we have a matic, it should drop anywhere between 0 to 3 or 4 viscous gel. I want you to know that when I first started modding, like event handler kind of stuff, custom drops, it was all way beyond me. And it's really cool that I'm able to kind of, sit down and break it down step by step for y'all. I just want to say, that's cool for me. It's super cool. I like it. Let's grab a big stack of gravel. We're going to lay this out like so. Let's adjust our time. Okay. That's seriously loud. 25%. Okay. Alright, so let's adjust our game mode back to 0. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to spade this first, right? Drops gravel. Drops flint. We switch to our matic. Drops viscous gel. Dropped 2 of them in that particular case. Let's do this. We're going to plunk these over here. So we're using our matic. You will actually see that the matic is going down in durability. It's pretty quick, right? But the thing is it's not very quick on everything else. Well, actually it is. It is pretty quick. So, that dropped 1. That dropped 2. That dropped 2. 2. 2. 1. 2. 3. Cool. Alright, so there is how we've gotten gravel to drop this specific type of fuel that we're looking for when we are using our matic. Now, this took a little bit of doing, right? My tree pitch, right? I don't want to get all like pedantic on you or anything, but this is going to be a mod that I want to create, right? And I was like, okay, so tree pitch. Where do you get tree pitch from? You get it from a tree. Well, what kind of tree? You get it from evergreens rather than deciduous trees, right? So I said, oh, well, that's easy, right? Because in Minecraft, we have spruce trees, right, in our cold biomes versus oak and acacia or acacia and whatever those other ones are, birch, right? So how do we get it to where we get a drop to block, a block to drop, excuse me, how do we get an item to drop from a specific block, right? So I was like, oh, well, that's easy. Spruce trees, right? So I'm just going to go look for spruce blocks. Well, the thing is that you use metadata for that. I'm going to cover metadata a little bit later. Those of you who have watched my 172 and 1710 episodes have seen me use metadata. But I'm like, how do I get metadata out of this? So I'm going to show you how to get metadata out of this. So we're going to do an if event dot state dot get block is going to be equal to blocks dot log, like so. So let's do this. Let's jump in and look at this blocks.log. So let me back up. What I did here was I held down the left control. I clicked on blocks. We're going to look for log in here, and we're going to do it the easy way, obviously. Block.log. Pretty straightforward. We've got log. We've got log2. Log 2. And you heard that, obviously. We reached the end of our search results. Where's the rest of this at? Well, under our forge source and our block class, we should have a block old log. Right. Awesome. So this is our block old log. And really what we're going to see is under the enum type, right, we're going to see oak, spruce, birch, and jungle. And we specifically want to return spruce. That's our evergreen, right? Evergreens are the ones that have the pitch to it. Unless it's a maple tree, then it's, maple syrup, whatever. Fuck you, blah, blah, blah. I live in Central Oregon. We have evergreens everywhere, and they have pitch. So that's where I'm going with this. So, that being said, there's also a block new log class, which has our acacia, and dark oak. Right, so we're going to forget that for a second. We're going to leave this up just in case we need it again. So, what we want to do is we want to check blocks.log, because we know that blocks.log points to this block old log class, right? But then what we need to do is we need to come in and check the value of that. So we're going to say if event.state.getValue is going to be equal to block old log dot variant, right? So we're going to come back over here, right? We have our variant enum type, right? You'll see it repeated throughout this class. We're going to say if our variant type is equal to our block planks dot enum type dot spruce, what are we going to do? Well, this is where we go back into where we were at before. I'm not going to do a random on this, because with the vicinous gel we were saying essentially 0 to 3, it might, we're going to get a random. I want a guaranteed value every time I use a every time I use a specific item, I want to return this exact amount. Hopefully, with the different examples that I've given here, you can blend those around and use them. So I'm going to say item stack. We're going to go back to holding again. Item stack holding is equal to event dot harvester. That's me. I'm the player, right? Dot inventory. What do I have in my packs? Dot get stack in slot. Event dot me again. Dot harvester dot inventory. Current item. Okay, so if I am actually holding something, so if holding does not equal to null, and so if I am actually holding something and what I am holding equals get item instance of ng pitch harvester. Then what I want to do is I want to say, I'm going to do this again. I'm going to say event.drops.clear. And the reason that I'm doing this is I essentially don't want my player to get a double bonus, right? I don't want them to be able to go out and use a pitch harvester to not only get tree pitch and spruce blocks. I only want them, when they're using this item, to be able to get tree pitch. It's a balance thing, right? And I've talked about balance a lot. Balancing your mod is important to make sure that you have like separate tiers of things that you can do within it, right? Like in IC2, like in metallurgy, like in mechanism, right? There's a balance to it. If I just show you how to create one item that goes out, like you can mine cobblestone or dirt, right? You can come in right here and say, hey, when I'm mining dirt, it's going to automatically drop me diamonds. You can do that. You can totally do that, but it sucks because your balance is off, right? It makes it too easy. Event drops dot ass add new item stack ng items dot tree pitch. And with this, I'm not going to do a random on this. I'm just going to say that you automatically get 2 tree pitch every time you mine a spruce block with your ng pitch harvester. And I'm going to import that so we can roll forward. Let's check it out. I'm hoping that with these 3 examples, I've given you enough to go on how to carefully balance your mod and make sure that your items are dropping. Really what I wanted to cover was mobs that drop items, blocks that drop items, blocks with metadata that drop items. So hopefully I've done that. If not, whatever. You know, look at the comments. I'll help you out. More than likely, another modder will help you out. So let's try to find a spruce block. We have some up here. How many roads must a man walk down? There we go. Pretty sure this is a spruce block. That's a dark oak. Dark oak. So, we'll come back down here. Back to our place. Before you can call him a man. Tone deaf. Game mode 1. Let's grab some blocks. We want spruce wood. Specifically, we want a lot of spruce wood. Let's plunk some of these down here. So, we're going to mine them with our axe, or not. Let's mine them with our axe. Drops a spruce block. Let's mine them with our pitch harvester. Drops tree pitch. 2, specifically. Every time. Make sense? Sweet. Hey, I hope this helped. I know that it was quite a bit different than what I've done in the past, but I want to give you guys a comprehensive rundown on, how this whole modding thing works. So I hope it helps. If it does, like, comment, subscribe, help make me money, right? Lots of love. And until next time, happy modding. Okay. Bye-bye now.